before I go putting hardware and stuff in, I want to fit these. That one fits perfectly and comes out perfectly too with the use of a little magnet. I need to make the tool for that. So anyway, that one fits in perfectly. The others, however, have expanded somewhat and moved. I can't remember which way around that one goes. And so I'm going to do a little bit of finessing, shall we say, in order to get these to fit. The joy of wood. I think that what I might try at some point is the next time I do solid wood backplates that are out of the same wood as the instrument, I'll glue a couple of veneers with opposing grain on the inside, just to give it a little bit more strength and stability, and effectively create a very, very, very expensive plywood. This, however, is going to take a little bit of filing, for which purpose, let me pull out the Crimson Guitars leveling file. Sound like some Englishman saying jag. Give me a jag. Anyway, I shall stop talking now. I have these fit, but as is sadly often the case with wood, it's warped a little bit. Mainly because I've got such thin pieces. So that there is a little bit misshapen. And we've got magnets there and there. So I'm going to need to glue something to the back that's stable enough to pull it in. Because the last thing I want to do is, I really don't want to have to use screws on the back of this at all. This one is a little bit of an easier fix. It's just needs pulling in at the center. And to do that, I'm going to glue a little piece of veneer across here. I'm going to spot glue at one end, let it cure, and then push it down and glue at the other end. And hopefully, when I glue the other end down, it will hold it pulled. If my thinking is right. And I'm not entirely sure that it is. Now what I need to do with this is I need that central section to be pushing in. It would be easier if it was going the other way, because I could go like so, glue the end, and it would hold it tight. Now what I'm doing is this veneer is going to be, we push the end in, hold that, and if I glue that end and push it, it's pushing it closed. I don't want anything thicker than the veneer if at all possible, because of the trem behind it and everything. Hopefully this works and holds. So we've got a spot under there, and good old super glue. I'm actually going to go a little bit mental with that. There you go. This is going to spooge everywhere, but what can you do? So hold it where I want it, then squeeze and sort of push, and hopefully I don't glue myself to it too much. We shall see. And if I'm lucky, it'll do what I want. If it isn't, I'm going to delete this take and go and cry in a corner. Nobody should be forced to have shiny black plastic hardware on a guitar, especially not on a custom guitar. This is a fine Gary Flex block, and a couple of motions gives us something lovely. Here's one I did earlier. Haha. Just like so. Bit messy, but in the end that looks a little bit like ebony or brushed black aluminium or something. In fact, you could with a scouring pad. Go like that, and it would give you a brushed aluminium look, which could be quite cool, come to think of it. Anyhow, I'm going to stick with nicely sanded ebony because it kind of matches the fretboard. We've got a humbucker sized Fernandez Sustainer, and this actually, intelligently, comes in a matte finish, and I'm going to be installing it. Of course, it comes with nickel plated screws and bolts and things, and we don't want that. So here's a lovely little brass one. Out comes the Gariflex block again, and just polish up this little brass screw, which matches the thread. Now they've also given us really long springs, so I'm going to chop these down about there. Now the thing with this is there isn't a thread cut in there. They just wanted your screw to do it for you, which, because it's plastic, is possible. I'm going to see how this feels with a brass screw, and if it's working too hard, then I'll get a tap, which is obviously tool steel, and will do the job quicker. That worked fine. So screws, springs, sustainer, and, well, quite frankly, you don't need a tutorial on how to screw a screw into a hole, do you?